And we're live! Hey guys, my name is Julia, and this is Chapter 1Con Chat. So, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. What else is new? Ariel and Emma should be joining me anytime now, but Google Plus isn't letting them in because always. Uh, However, you get to hear me talk for a couple minutes, I guess. So, we are going to be discussing road trip stories tonight and it's gonna be super fun. Give me 1 second, and Ariel is messaging me on Skype. We're gonna try to fix this, and just hang in there, guys. We're gonna get this going. Alright. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, well, I am waiting to hear back from people to see if things are working for them. So while I'm waiting, I get to tell you a bit about Chapter 1Con, I guess. So, Chapter 1Con, or the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, is an annual writing conference by and for teens and young adults. Chapter 1Con Chat is something that we do on YouTube/Google Plus once a month, where we answer your questions about a certain topic and also answer pre-assigned questions and goof off a lot and have fun. If you're interested in attending the conference this year, it is going to be on August 8th, which is a Saturday, in Arlington Heights, Illinois, which is a northern suburb of Chicago. It's at the Courtyard South Hotel in Arlington Heights, and you can find more information on our website. Right now, registration is $49.99, and that includes the full conference along with the opportunity to get a book signed by two of our authors who are speaking at it at the end of the conference. Is like a bonus optional thing. And our speakers, we just got all of our speakers confirmed a couple weeks ago. So our keynote speaker is Kat Sang, author of The Hybrid Chronicles. Our workshop leaders are Karen Bao, who wrote Dove Rising, and Taryn Albright, who's an amazing freelance editor who's worked with authors who've then gone on to sign with all kinds of awesome agents and publishers, including like Scholastic and HarperCollins and Random House, and like, whoa. And then we also have two people who are speaking, leading like lecture style sessions, and those are Ava J, who is a author and editor, and her debut book, Beyond the Red, is going to be coming out in 2016. And we have Kay, and Kay is a like Twitter activist person who also writes really awesome stuff, and she's probably going to be talking about diversity, which is going to be super cool because she's like huge into diversity. Like if you know Kay, then you know that she's like, she founded Yes All Women. She was a big proponent at the beginning of We Need Diverse Books. Like she's so cool. And if she's not talking about that, she's talking about world building, which would also be cool because she writes like fantasy stuff. So she knows what she's talking about. So yeah, awesome speakers. I'm so excited. We've got all kinds of other cool stuff going on at the conference. So just check out our website to get all the information on all that. That is www.chapter1conference.com, all spelled out. The link should be in the doobly-doo if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to try one last time to get Emma in here. So... So I guess if you don't know who I am, my name is Julia Byers, and I am the founder of the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, and completely inept at technology, evidently. I go to the University of Michigan. I'm a creative writing and literature major, and I currently work at a used bookshop and as an intern for the Elizabeth Kaplan Literary Agency. Previously, I interned for the Folio Literary Agency, and yeah, so books are basically my life. Give me 1 second. Ariel still can't get in. Google Plus is like not sending her the invite, even though I've technically sent it 5 billion times. I'm gonna try something else. So I guess while I'm waiting for the others and for Google Plus to work for once, if you have any questions for us relating to road trip stories or the conference or anything else, you can tweet at us using hashtag Ch1Con, and that's like the letters CH, the numeral 1, number 1, and then CON for con. Kira usually joins us. She's our online associate, online admin person who like understands how to use computers a little bit more than I do. And she normally has an app running during this that has the hashtag on it, but I don't know how to do that. So instead, I'm going to write down the hashtag on a piece of paper. We're going to go old school, guys. There you go. Hashtag Ch1Con. So if you have any questions of any kind, or comments or anything, if you want to talk about how stupid I look because I don't know how to use computers, there you go. I promise I'm better at hiring awesome speakers than I am at running Google+. So I guess I'm going to check Twitter and see what's going on. And I don't know what we're going to do while we're waiting for the others to get in here. So, how's your day going, viewers? How are you? Yeah. Since we're discussing road trip stories, has anyone watching recently or even distantly been on like a really awesome road trip that like just blew your mind, or you're like, whoa, this is fun? If you have, tell me on Twitter and I will share it with everyone here on the live chat. Okay, we're trying one last thing to get Emma and Ariel in here, and I'm waiting to see if it works for them. I don't think it's going to, but fingers crossed, guys. In the meantime, I am running out of random facts to share with you. So one of the cool things about the conference is that Ava J, one of our speakers who I mentioned earlier, her agent has offered to open to query letters from conference participants after the conference, and I think it's up to 30 days. I'll have to double check that, or you can check it yourself. It's on our website, and it's Louise Fury of the Ben Agency. She's an amazing agent, and Oh my gosh, we got Emma in. Hey!
It works. That's funny. I have you on
Oh,
like
thank
5
God.
minutes on a 5-minute lag. I'm watching.
It's me!
Oh my gosh, we got Ariel too! Guys, it worked! My last dish ever did it!
The magic.
Google Plus! It worked!
Oh my gosh, we'll have to remember that for next time. You just share the link. You don't have to invite people.
Yes. Ariel, hi!
Hi, Emma!
Hi.
Hello! This is
Hi,
my
Ariel.
friend Rachel, who's coming to the con.
Hey!
Hi.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. She looks like Ophelia. What is up with that?
Yeah.
It's very awesome.
Flower Crown is from Stratford upon Avon, so it has a chance that it does that.
That's where Shakespeare was born, so oh my god, that's really cool.
That's really cool. That's so awesome. All
so
right.
The lighting in here is terrible. I have my lights off. That's not good.
Oh.
I put the volume to... Right.
Okay. I'm very excited to meet you guys and everything. Heard lots about you all.
Yeah, same. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
You
IRL
told them
friends
about
coming
me.
to-
You're so cute.
Probably.
Oh no.
What?
Emma, you good?
Oh, did I leave? It seemed like everybody else left for a second.
No, I think we just had a little bit of lag.
Yeah, I think it's like Skippy.
Oh well. Well, it's Google Plus, so you can't have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's just a miracle we're all on here
Is
at
there
all.
no way to do this with Skype? Is that not a thing?
No, you can't put it online and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Kira says she's gotten 4 invites.
Of course.
She and Aisha both neither of them can come tonight, and they're both yeah, we're getting all the invites. What?
Of course they are. This is just because Google Plus, it just hates us.
Yeah. Were you guys a part of the conversation where somebody was like, I don't understand why you're having so much issue with Google Plus. It's totally easy. Let me show you how to use it. And then they couldn't understand what was going wrong either. Google Plus just hates us.
The last time I tried to use Google Plus's video feature like this, I was trying to get in touch with my relatives in Israel, and everybody was online at once, and my dad has 4 siblings, and we were all trying to do it together. It was the most hectic and insane, disastrous thing. Not to mention the fact that there are 2 languages involved in that.
Oh, of course.
That doesn't sound. That sounds
And
chaotic.
several screaming children.
Okay, well that's fun.
All right.
So-
Well, do you guys want to introduce yourselves and your involvement in the conference, and then we can get started with questions?
Oh, cool. How do
Okay.
we do that?
Okay, I'll introduce myself. Okay, so I'm the creative consultant for Chapter 1 Con, and that means that I have a fancy title of creative consultant, and I go on Skype and say, oh, we should do this thing or whatever. I don't know, and I do all the things that people on Chapter 1 Con do, walk tours or putting up flyers and stuff. Yeah.
Also, forcing your best friend to come with you.
Yeah, forcing people to show up.
Which would be me.
I've been doing a lot of
It's
that.
my first year there, which is awesome. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Yay!
Okay, Emma, what do you do?
Nothing. I'm kidding. I run the Chapter 1 Con Tumblr, which is fun. I run it off of my school iPad, so I do it. I also put up flyers and force my friends to come and tweet people on Twitter. For the past 2 weeks, because this hasn't worked for me, I've been aggressively tweeting questions at the so I've been a character in these chats for quite some time, but I haven't been present on them for a while.
Yeah, you've been our Twitter correspondent for forever now.
You're person in the field.
Yeah.
And you brought your whole family.
Because the one time I actually was at a baseball field. when I was tweeting you guys. That was
This
fun.
is true. This is true.
I couldn't see the tweet at all. I don't even think I've like watched that chat. But anyway, so that's me.
All right.
Yeah, you.
Okay. So one last time before we get started, if you want to tweet at us, this is the hashtag. If you can read my terrible handwriting, it is Ch1Con. Because for some reason when I was younger, I convinced myself that the letter CH stand for chapter, and nobody else shares this belief.
I believe that.
We all did that on Reddit. We all did it. It's not.
I totally believe that. That's how I abbreviated it too.
Well, thank you.
Part 87.
We do Roman numerals for a little while, and then it would get really complicated with the bigger numbers, so we'd just give up.
Yes. All right. So, so tonight we are discussing road trip stories because that's a good summer topic.
Angry buddy? I'm kidding.
Our first question of the night is, how would you define a road trip story? For instance, like, what are the necessary characteristics, or how much of the book does a road trip need to take up?
Can I go first?
Go for it.
Cool. My idea of a road trip story is a modern-day hero's journey involving travel and adventures. So it involves a car. It usually involves America, because America seems to be like road trips are bigger here than in other countries, because other countries are smaller, or they don't have a lot to do on the road. Like, I can imagine like a Russian road trip would be very fun, because it's like, oh, it's ice.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Now I want a Russian road trip.
That road trip story that involves a camel, so I don't know.
Yeah. So,
She was in the desert. It's
Sorry. I have a lag, so I keep talking over people.
that's
No, I think we're all doing that a bit. Don't worry.
Yeah. I don't think a road trip necessarily involves, like, a car, because I've heard road trip stories. Like, I heard people say The Fault in Our Stars had a road trip when it was just, like, an airplane.
Interesting.
And, like, or, like, if you take, like, a boat or something, I think it's, like, the idea is, like, travel is a major component. But I think travel has to be a component for the plot. Like, I don't agree with The Fault in Our Stars being a road trip.
I think it has to.
But I think they wanted to keep it consistent with what other things John Green's done.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
the
That's
other
probably.
books
Yeah.
include- So they're like,
I think that
it's not that different. It's just a plane instead of a car.
I think that the main component is the story is about the traveling, and that it doesn't really work without it. I mean, if you think back to like epic poems and stuff, that's how like road trip and travel stories started, and it should still feel like that in terms of the way the story moves.
Like, the story isn't necessarily about travel, but it doesn't work without travel.
Like the first Percy Jackson could be considered a road trip story.
Percy Jackson is like all road trip stories, because they're always traveling.
That's to me like the quintessential road trip story,
Mm-hmm.
or like Don Quixote,
or
something.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of home and like leaving home and coming back again. Like, I feel like a road trip story begins and ends at home.
Mm-hmm.
Other stories begin in one destination and end in another. Like in Percy Jackson, you're always leaving Camp Half-Blood and coming back to Camp Half-Blood. More
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, well, even in Harry Potter's not a road trip story, but it's similar in the sense that you're leaving the Dursleys and you're coming back to the Dursleys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
true.
with, like, a story structure, especially in serial, like, kids novels, where you leave, you return, you leave, you return, you leave, you return.
Yeah.
It's repetitive, something that it feels circular and fulfilling.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever read The Alchemist?
Oh!
Yeah. That's a good example. We're like, obviously doesn't involve cars. So, like,
Right.
but definitely, I would definitely think of that as being a road trip story.
Right. Because the whole point is that he has to travel to figure all of this out, and he ends up right back where he started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
But
this
now
is
I'm thinking of like John Green stories, and none of those road trip stories actually involve the circularity. So maybe I'm
yeah, I was
wrong.
gonna say that's interesting because John Green is like the modern quintessential road trip story writer, especially with like paper towns and stuff. But none of them ever return home really.
Yeah. So maybe I'm
Well,
wrong.
I mean, I've never read any of them, but it also depends on how he in the story is defining home and why he's moving from one destination to another.
True.
Oh.
Um,
Because
And
they
if it
do all
is
find
any,
a sort of
if in
home.
any sense he's finding his way, I think that's like it still fits the theme of a
mhm.
road story.
So, do you guys feel like a road trip, like to be a road trip story, does the trip have to encompass like the majority of the book, or could it be something that just happens like at the climax, like in Paper Towns?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think Paper Towns is an interesting one because the road trip aspects are so fun and like interesting, but I don't know. It's weird because it feels like something that we've all done. That thing where you like get into a car with a bunch of people you know and you just drive.
Yeah.
And it's different than like what like the Percy Jackson idea where it's like traveling and journeying and stopping in different places but then eventually going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the act of road tripping but not the plot structure of road tripping.
Yeah, I guess the interesting thing, like the fundamental difference between the Percy Jackson road trip and the John Green road trip is that for Percy Jackson, like they go out and they find the stuff, but then the ultimate like thing that they need to do always takes them back home. Like in Lightning Thief, he goes out and gets the lightning bolt, but then he has to return to New York and Olympus and Camp Half-Blood and all that to like save the day. Whereas
Right.
with John Green, he finds the resolution out at the other location that they have road tripped to.
Yeah. So it's not so there's like because the Odyssey is the same way. The Odyssey is going out, leaving home, and then years and years later coming back, and the climax is at home, and you finally return triumphant with your lightning bolt or with your bow and arrow, and you fix things. But then the John Green is more of a, I'm trying to think of a, like Beowulf is sort of like that, where it like it and Beowulf's not a road trip story, but it is a hero's journey. So he's going place to place and killing things, and then he eventually just sort of kills his final thing out away, and he doesn't go home. So, sorry, I'm reading Beowulf this summer.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's still an epic poem, so it's obviously going to share a lot of elements with other like quest stories, which tend to be road trip related.
Yeah.
I think it's like, for me, it would be that it has to be that the road trip is required, like that there's no other way to do it besides them going on a physical journey. Like the Lord of the Rings. Like, Lord of the Rings wouldn't work unless he actually got up and went to Mordor. Like, there's no, like, discovering himself while staying at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of silly.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like, so you to road trip properly, you have to road trip with a purpose.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting out of this.
Or you need to road trip to find a purpose.
Yeah, that too.
Or you are dissatisfied where you are, or you are in danger where you are, or you are feeling like you shouldn't be where you are because there's somebody place else that needs you. So then you go out. Like there needs to be a driving force that sort of propels you out, and it could be unhappiness, it could be dissatisfaction, or it could be like danger.
Yeah. Like it can't be like you just happen to be on a train or something. Like Murder on the Orient Express isn't like a road trip story because it's just
it's the location.
Like they're just traveling.
Well, it's a unique location. The travel is not the essential.
Yeah.
So does that imply that you need to choose to go out into this road trip? You know, like does it have to be an active choice, like I am going on a road trip now, or can it just sort of accidentally happen?
I guess.
I feel like 99% of the time I would want it to be an active choice, but I'm also thinking about, I can't think of anything specifically, but there are stories where like the main character's like parents force them to go out and do something, and then they like learn valuable lessons along the way. And I guess like I would still qualify that as a road trip story in my mind. You know, even though it's not the hero's choice.
True.
Especially because ultimately the hero will probably come to some revelation about how important this journey was for them.
Yeah, so like eventually they make the choice. They make a choice about it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think road trip stories have to be more about the journey than about the destination?
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, because the destination is kind of like usually like a one chapter thing, whereas the story is the journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's really about when the learning takes place. And that's as they're like moving and traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, do you want to move on to our next question?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so do you guys generally like road trip stories? Why or why not?
They're kind of classic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a wide variety, so I mean, you can like one and not another, but in general, I think they're a pretty open way to structure a book and still be able to do a lot with characters and plot.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I mean, I like all the John Green books, obviously. So if we're going with the quintessential sort of teenagers going out and being teens and driving cars and getting, like, peeing in bottles, like that kind of road trip. I like watching goofy people doing dumb things. But if like, I can also imagine that there are probably road trip stories where it's like a broody person that's all angry inside and they go out and they find themselves. Like, I don't think I'd enjoy that.
Yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
to happen. I need you to do things. I feel like a road trip story is good unless you're like actively doing stuff and getting into conflicts and things.
Yeah. Actually, I love like road trip stories in general. They're like my favorites because of the whole going out and doing things. Like, it's the perfect way to structure a book because like it's boring to just keep them in one place, so they go somewhere else. Like, that's why Percy Jackson is so much fun to read, because they go like to the Hoover Dam and to the like St. Louis Arch and stuff.
I love the Hoover Dam. That's where they meet Rachel, and I just absolutely love that whole.
At the damn snack bar.
Oh, Rachel is. I thought she and Percy were getting it together. She shipped it. I'm sorry. I didn't ship it at all.
Yeah, I did too for a little while. It's totally like off topic, but can I just mention how much I love the chapter titles in Percy Jackson?
Yes!
I missed the chapter title.
So good.
It was like the greatest thing ever. It's like you can tell it's a funny book just by reading the chapter titles.
They're beautiful.
Wonderful.
I love Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
I
accidentally set my pre-algebra teacher on fire or something. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Was it like
vaporizer?
Vaporize, yes.
That. But yeah. So they're perfect because like they're not just doing a bunch of battles in one place. They get to go to different places.
Yeah.
And the travel itself. Like, you know how, like, there's awkward scene transitions in a regular book? Instead, you can have that on a train. Or, like, while walking or something. Like,
you're writing a book like that right now, so you probably have more knowledge than I would. But it seems like it's the best way to really get your characters to develop is in a structure like that. It's how you really sort of experience who they are, putting them in new environments and different situations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have an example of a road very polarizing.
Ooh, okay, what is this gonna be, Emma?
The first half of Harry Potter. The seventh Harry Potter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, true, the camping.
Freaking camping.
People have lots of that, but it's the first time that it breaks from the formula where they go to Hogwarts and they do stuff and they come home. It's they go out into the world and they roam like, nomads, and they try and figure stuff out.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I feel
Harry
like
Potter 7 is definitely structured like that.
Yeah, they go different places that teach them different things, and they have to suffer through, the camping nonsense, so, like, that tests them as people.
Yeah. So, I mean, I see why you said it's polarizing, because, like, I've heard a lot of people saying that it's a really boring area, but I like the camping section in the book.
Yeah.
I don't like it as much in the movies.
Well, the movies are terrible and horrible and the worst.
It's trying to, like, make the movies fit into what we know to be, like, this amazing story is just, it's maybe it was too much to ask.
Yeah.
The second movie was okay sometimes. It was okay until the final battle, and then it fell apart.
I like the second movie.
No, the second half of the 7th.
Oh, that, yeah.
That's what I meant. I don't make sense.
Oh god. It's just Voldemort exploding into paper.
I still not over the fact they inhale Voldemort. That's disgusting.
The Elder
Wand.
That's weird.
Oh my god.
Dissolving Voldemort, I will never do, honestly.
We can't start this again.
This is every single chat we do comes back to, like, breaking the Elder Wand, and, like,
we always talk about that.
I'm gonna take a screen cap of it and send it to you.
I think my greatest joy with Harry Potter is no matter how many times I read it, I still find I have some revelation every now and again.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's great. Harry Potter's so beautiful.
There's always, like, one extra detail that she put in that, like, you miss the significance of until you've read it, like, the next dozen times.
Yeah.
She's a genius. Like, she's a perfect genius who never did anything wrong in her life.
Yeah. It's, like, crazy how detailed everything is, too, where, like, so we studied the third book, Prisoner of Azkaban, in my fantasy literature class this year. Like, did you notice all of the dog imagery and, like, how Draco just uses all these dog words all throughout it as, like, insults? And I was like, I've read this book a billion times. I never noticed the dog stuff.
He does that in the 5th book, too. It's obnoxious.
Oh my god.
Draco's just...
Wait,
yeah,
stuff? Wait, I got kicked out for, like, 3 minutes. What happened?
Oh, sorry. So we're talking about how in Prisoner of Azkaban, Draco uses, like, just random dog stuff as insults all the time. Or he'd be like, like, Hogwarts is going to the dogs, that kind of stuff. And I never noticed that on my own, and then my professor was like, yeah, it's like this motif throughout the entire book. And I was like, what the heck?
And then in the 5th book, she actually, like, mentions it outright.
Yeah.
So you're, like, forced to notice it then. But I never noticed it in the 3rd
I never
book.
noticed the 3rd. I guess I'm just gonna have to reread the whole series again.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. About it. Like, all of the father figures have, like, all of Harry's father figures have, like, dog stuff associated with them, except for Dumbledore, that I can think of.
Associated Hagrid,
Hagrid,
Sirius. What, Remus maybe? Arthur? Did Arthur have a dog?
Arthur did not. Arthur and Dumbledore do that don't. At least that I think of.
Interesting. Oh. Then there's also, with all the father figures, if you look at them, every single one of Harry's father figures is a trickster figure.
Yeah.
He's being raised by trickster figures, and it's pretty great.
Well, I think that's what Mrs. Weasley is for, just to, like, compensate for all of that.
Weasley's so nice.
Oh my gosh, I love Mrs. Weasley. Did you guys see that quiz on BuzzFeed that was like, which, like, Harry Potter girl character are you? And I was taking it, I was like, I bet you I get, like, Luna or Mrs. Weasley or something, like, I'd be cool with that. And then, like, I got to the end and I got Bellatrix Lestrange, and I was like, what the heck?
Sorry. I'm taking it right now, just saying.
I probably will get Hermione, because I always get Hermione.
You always get Hermione.
I usually get Hermione. So I was like, I was assuming I wouldn't, though, because it seemed like they're asking kind of tricky questions for what is meant or not to be. But, like, I don't know.
I'm entirely 100% Luna Lovegood. There's just no way around it.
She's completely Luna.
Which is like so awesome, except for the fact that I totally can't get away with being blonde.
Yes.
Between Luna and Hermione. I'm a little bit of both.
Okay. Time to take this very important BuzzFeed quiz.
Alright.
Alright, you can talk about stories or important.
Characters. This is not specifically women, though. Is that a different quiz?
I think it's a different quiz. It's
Which
specifically
female
women.
character are you?
What?
Which female character from Harry Potter are you? Alright, let's go. Okay, so I would probably go for Care of Magical Creatures.
Let me find this.
Your biggest fear, birds. Okay, I'm gonna go for losing control.
Go to Hogwarts. All those owls.
Wait, what is the question?
We'll choose a movie. And you know what? Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. You can't go wrong with Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Okay, pick a potion. Polyjuice. Choose a Honeyduke's treat. Cauldron cake. I like cake.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Pick a magical object.
Oh, that's not fair!
I gotta go with the invisibility cloak because that would work on muggles too. And
I think I'd probably go with the pensive, honestly.
surrounded by your family.
That's awesome. Just saying.
A pensive? That's genius. I should have picked a pensive, but it's too late now. I'm gonna go with surrounded by your family. Pick a Disney character. Either Belle or Mulan or Tiana. Oh my god, I love them all.
You're Belle.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, no, I'm gonna pick the one that's more like me. Choose a place to hang out. Oh my god, they're so good. Okay, Hogwarts Library. Ginny. Oh, I got Ginny. That's weird.
Nice. But yeah, see, it gives you someone other than who you're expecting to get. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna get Hermione. So like, who am I gonna get? I was not expecting to get Bellatrix Lestrange.
That is super bizarre. Okay, I want to go.
Yeah, this is not true about me at all. You are extremely friendly and easygoing.
Oh, we lost Emma.
You. Oh, we lost Emma again.
No.
Okay, we are going to do the quiz for Rachel now so that we find out that she's Luna, shockingly. Okay.
Okay, I have to pick my favorite subject.
Yeah.
Charms.
Charms, okay. What is your biggest fear from these?
I don't know. Loneliness.
Loneliness, okay. Choose a movie.
Wizard of Oz.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Emma.
These are potions. Felix Felicis, definitely.
Honeyduke's treat. Okay, so should we talk about friendships or something while she's taking the quiz?
Okay, well, so we have a question on Twitter from Aisha, who's asking, what are you guys' favorite kinds of stories? So just like in general, what's your favorite kind of book to read? Like plot structure-wise, I guess.
The ones with magic.
I knew you were gonna say that. Offensive.
But as like a structure, I mean, like I said, I love the journey structure just because it's cool and it's fun and it's like traveling like in a book. And I guess
Surrounded by friends. I really don't know for this one which one I most like.
Oh, she's just talking about the quiz, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm really partial to the journey structure as well.
What?
Yeah, I'm like very partial to the journey structure as well, but I don't know beyond that, like, if there's anything that I'm specifically attached to. I like friendship and stories a lot.
Okay, I guess we're the same person.
Friendship.
That makes no sense. I'm so little. I'm good. It's just wrong. Okay.
Okay, she got Ginny too. This is weird. Okay, so friendship in a story. Yeah, friendship is good.
I mean, I can better identify what themes I like in stories. I don't know that I can, in terms of plot structure. I'm not really sure.
Oh, yeah.
The webpage 2 seconds before I could get my answer.
Sorry, what was that?
The webpage died like 2 seconds before I could get my answer.
We're all like
Oh,
caught up in
no.
the BuzzFeed quiz, not even paying attention. But yeah, you know what I just thought? You know what I really like in stories is like character relationships. Because I was thinking you said friendship, and I really just love like relationships between characters, like friends, family, mentors, romantic ones. Like I get all caught up in that. Like that's what I've always fangirling
Yeah,
about. Oh,
yeah.
or whatever.
And
You know
like
what I
people
don't
who
think is
banter.
You know what
What?
I don't think is present enough? Teamwork.
Yes.
Way undervalued, I feel like. I feel like most of
Yeah.
the main YAs that we've seen have all been female protagonists, which is great. Like, female lead, but just one strong character alone making decisions.
Yeah.
And love
Mhm.
triangles, and she feels betrayed by her friendships, and then her family dies.
Yeah.
It's like,
Now I'm thinking about the Raven cycle because that has teamwork.
it
I'm
does.
so bad at writing
Yes.
a novel.
Yeah.
I'm dreadful at it.
Oh my god. Raven cycle is everything. It's so perfect.
How are you better at writing
So
novels?
beautiful. And she delayed the last book.
This is the most tragic thing that ever happened in my life.
What?
The Raven King being moved to February.
It's so stupid. She wanted to delay it like 2 weeks, and
Yeah,
yeah, like
and the
yeah, we're gonna delay it like
publishing
6
company.
months.
Because of like publishing times and like who's gonna buy this except people who already want. It's nothing to do with publishing seasons. It's to do with I want the 4th book. I'm gonna buy it. It's not gonna change what season it's in. This is very frustrating. Like,
I don't
So-
know.
Book in the series so I can buy it and read it and stuff.
what, the first one?
Yeah.
The Raven?
Oh my
So
god.
perfect and beautiful.
Why do you still have this on your desk?
I just
We
have
read
all
this-
the books in the world in my room.
We read this in like 4th grade,
No, we read
Ariel.
this in like 6th grade, and it's on my desk because it was on the floor originally. So this is an
Ariel, that's at
improvement.
least 8 years ago.
Okay, whatever.
Have you not put that away in 8 years?
Well, I put it on a shelf, and then I probably fell on the floor, and then I put it on my desk. I don't know. It's kind of a mess in here.
Okay, her desk is basically a giant collection of random things, crayons, books, cough drops, tissues.
You guys
And
don't
then
wanna
there's
know.
just like this giant blank space where her laptop goes.
It's just a mess with a little island for my laptop.
Oh my gosh. Always.
A road trip
Always.
through my desk. Yeah.
Oh, Julia, you
Yeah.
should tweet as you're asking them to us, then maybe people will read them.
What was that? What am I
Like,
tweeting?
how we do that with the regular Twitter chats, where we just tweet out the questions.
Oh
and,
yeah.
like, main. We should do that. Maybe it'll work.
We should also just tweet in general. I just realized I haven't tweeted since the thing began, so give me a second.
I've never tweeted anything in my life, unless you count bird tunes.
I have tweeted so many things in this recent year.
Oh, poor baby, you have to learn how to do
A major aspect of my curriculum, and it's
Twitter has become like Twitter wasn't part of my life for years and years, and now here it is.
I
Twitter.
know it's weird. I
Just be
like,
glad you didn't join Twitter until after you left high school, because now you don't have to be Twitter followers of anyone you went to high school.
I joined Twitter in 10th grade to join a
did?
raffle on MuggleNet.
You did.
That's when I made my Facebook and Twitter accounts on the same day to try and get a ticket to meet J.K. Rowling. Didn't happen though.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think I would know about that.
Oh yeah, Rachel, this is the person I told you who met J.K. Rowling, Julia.
Oh
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, the person that I hate from jealousy.
Yeah, yeah.
The closest I
no.
music teacher met Rupert Grint was like the only cool thing.
Everyone in my life has met Rupert Grint.
Yeah, this is interesting because, I mean, I guess. Okay, I was gonna say I've seen most of the Harry Potter actors like in person in one way or another, but of the trio, the only one I've seen is Daniel Radcliffe.
Like you saw a play of his or something?
Yeah, I saw him in How to Succeed, and then we
I
stage
saw
doored
him!
afterward. It was great, right?
It was. My mom's friend was the producer, so he got us like really awesome tickets.
That's so
Her
cool.
met Daniel Radcliffe.
Wait, what?
One of my mom's old friends from like camp when she was a kid is a producer on Broadway, and that was one of the plays he was producing, so he got us tickets.
Oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing ever.
It really was. I just wish I had actually gotten to like meet him.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, they raffled off his bow tie. It went for like several
Wait,
$1,000s.
were you there on Broadway Cares Night?
Yeah.
That's the night I was there.
Shut up.
Weird.
We were at the same performance.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
And wasn't it so funny when he came out and he's like talking with his natural accent, and they're like,
Yes,
"Where's British?"
that was so weird. I like freaked out and completely forgotten.
Oh my gosh! Wait,
so
where were
weird.
you sitting?
I was center, maybe 7th or 8th row.
Oh my gosh, let me think, I was like stage left, like probably like 12th row. We were like near each other and everything.
So crazy.
Did you
Oh
see the
my
Modern Family Guy?
This is insane.
What the heck? Wait, so the other... Oh my gosh, this is the weirdest thing ever.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
But so, what I was gonna say, I didn't personally meet Daniel Radcliffe, but my friend, so you have to hear, like, the whole story. So you know how the Harry Potter exhibition was opening that week? So, I was there with my high school theater company. We were doing spring break in New York, and a bunch of us went to, like, the premiere of the Harry Potter exhibition to, like, go see the stars. And this girl who had never seen any of the Harry Potter movies or read any of the books went with us just to, like, hang out. And she was like, "Oh, those ginger guys are hot." So, like, she got the Phelps twins to say hi to her. She was so obnoxious that they turned around and talked to her. And we're standing there like, what the heck? So that happens first. And then the next night, I think it was, that we went to see How to Succeed, and afterward, she shoved in front of all of us when we were stage dooring and met Daniel Radcliffe and talked to him too. And I'm like, you don't even like Harry Potter. What is happening?
Go here.
This is so unfair.
How is that even like? Ugh, people. I hate people.
This is life. This is like when I saw these small children go to the Harry Potter world. They didn't even know. They were like kids of the produce. They didn't even know.
That Harry Potter exhibition was like the greatest thing ever, though, because that's where I got my wand.
That's where I got a box of Bertie Bott's every flavor beans.
Well, my wand was my birthday present from my godmother.
Keep talking over people. I feel guilty.
Do we still have questions or something?
Oh
or
my
we just
gosh,
on
yeah,
topic as usual?
Sorry, I got so distracted there. We've got a couple more questions still. Okay, so what are some of your favorite road trip stories and why?
I think we kind of discussed that.
Yeah, we basically covered this. Okay, so we like Percy Jackson,
Percy Jackson.
John Green, classic Greek mythology.
You know, it's actually kind of funny because
This book you found on my desk is a road trip.
it totally is. But so is Walk Two Moons, and I actually really like that book, and that's why.
Oh my gosh, no! Walk Two Moons, no!
Walk Two Moons, that's actually a perfect example. Ugh.
I really like that book.
That story hurts me at my core.
So we read it when we were like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That's too young to be distraught.
I read it in like 4th grade. It destroyed me.
I read that book and I have no memory of it whatsoever.
Oh.
I reread it a couple years ago. Oh my gosh, I reread it a couple years ago to be like, oh, I bet you it's not as like terrible in like the rip your heart out kind of way as I remember from elementary school. I sat in my kitchen and cried for over an hour, and my mom got home from like grocery shopping, and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I just went over and like wrapped my arms around her and was sobbing into her shirt, and she was like, "What is happening?" and like that is Walk to Moons for you.
I also really liked Absolutely Normal Chaos, which was like a spin-off of that.
Yeah, I love that book.
It was really funny.
I read some of it, but I didn't like it at the time because I was snobby.
And you're saying that like you're not now.
I'm less snobby now. I was more obnoxious as a child.
You were.
Okay.
I was like,
I loved you then.
Yeah.
I was a total elitist as a kid. I thought if you didn't read books that you were basically scum. It was bad.
I like you and yourself, Emma.
This is the worst confession ever. I hated Harry Potter in 4th grade because it was popular. Oh, you don't know
Oh, so it wasn't
Actually, that's a common thing, though.
No, but then my aunt made me read it sometime, and I was like, fine, I'll read Harry Potter in the store. Mr. and Mrs. And the second, like, I wasn't even through the first sentence. I was in love with the books. I stopped hating them right away. I don't know what happened. It was like magic.
You're
literally
nuts.
Magic.
You're so ugh.
And now Harry Potter's my life, so there you go.
I never, technically speaking, I didn't.
Born into Harry Potter.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I didn't read the first book until I was much, much older because my mom read it to me when I was far too young to have read it for myself.
She's like Harry Potter in like her room or something.
And then I got the audiobooks, and I listen to those when I go to sleep at night.
She's read the books essentially like 1,000 times.
Me too.
Oh really?
I love check.
I couldn't sleep without them for a really long
Me
time.
either.
Wait, guys. Okay.
Sleep over because I have to put my headphones in just to fall asleep.
Okay.
Road
If you
trip.
listen to the audiobooks, do you listen to Jim Dale or the other guy?
There's another guy.
So I was at I want to say it was at BookCon, not BEA, but it was at BookCon. They had like this audiobook panel where a bunch of people who make audiobooks are talking, and they're the people who did the Harry Potter ones. And they were talking about how they originally were looking at like the British audiobooks came out first, and they're like, "Oh, this is great! Like the kids over in England love these audiobooks. We'll just bring them over to America." And then they listened to them, and they decided that the British guy was too British. So then they got Jim Dale instead.
Why?
Who's less British?
Who is less British.
Jim Dale is British, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's British, but he's less British apparently.
What does that mean, less British?
I don't know, but it was like all of us at the panel were looking at each other like, what is happening right now? Like, what is this reasoning?
I love Jim Dale. I think he's very extremely talented, and I love the voices and everything.
Mhm.
You've actually haven't listened to the audiobooks, have you?
Oh no, I haven't. No.
But you still know who Jim Dale is because of
he's on Pushing Daisies. No, I haven't listened to the audiobook. I just read the
I've
books.
listened to part of one. Because I didn't listen to them growing up because Harry Potter was banned and all that, but like...
What?
My family hated him.
My family banned Harry Potter. But my friend and I road tripped to Chicago a couple weeks back, and we listened to...
Stay on topic.
Yeah, right? I'm connecting this, guys. I'm connecting it. We road tripped to Chicago and listened to Order of the Phoenix all the way there and all the way back. It was my first encounter with Jim Dale, and it was beautiful.
I should do that. I should listen to it on a road trip.
I mean, I have mine are so old that they're actually audio tapes, and I refuse to throw out my old stereo system because it's the only thing where I can play a cassette tape.
I would kill to get an audio tape set of Harry Potter. I would love that, just because it's old and because it would be fun to have.
It's great. It's really fantastic, but because, you know, cassette tapes hold so much less, there are like so many more volumes of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I'm never getting rid of it. I have like an entire like set of drawers devoted to Harry Potter in my bedroom.
Do you want to see my audiobooks shelf?
Yes.
Yes. Your room is so cool. You have too much.
Oh, her room actually is like really awesome.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Oh my god.
There's like there. I don't know why that is, but
I need a new set of robes. Mine don't fit me anymore. They're for children.
What?
My robes, they don't fit me anymore. They're for like children.
The wizard robes.
I need a new pair.
I thought you were talking about like a normal like bathrobe. I'm like, I have one of those, but it's interesting.
Wait,
I mean, like robes.
guys, have you been keeping up with all the news on Fantastic Beasts?
Yes!
I am so excited. I saw the commercial for that when I went to see Avengers.
What?
Wait, there's a trailer now?
Yes!
Oh, why do
Wait, what?
Why am I an idiot?
You're not.
The
sweetie,
news
you're
for
very
what?
intelligent.
What are we talking about?
Fantastic Beasts.
Wait, there's a trailer
isn't
already?
anymore.
How is there a trailer?
I saw something. It was like, okay, maybe trailer's the wrong word. It was like a.
2 minutes 30 seconds? Oh, stupid ad.
I'm so confused.
Leah, what's happening? When you said, are you keeping up with it patched out? So like I didn't hear what you said.
Fantastic Beasts news.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
not
like,
a trailer for that.
I'm really
There's
confused
not.
right now. I'm so confused.
Really?
They haven't cast most of it.
Oh, this is just like they're showing Deathly Hollows.
It was a weird trailer. It was like. It wasn't. It was basically like this is happening. It didn't show any like video clips.
Okay, this was
there we go.
a little
I was like, how did they show stuff if they haven't cast it?
No, it was like they were basically like, remember Harry Potter? Guess what's coming next?
Oh my gosh. This sounds so exciting though. Oh my gosh.
Calm down, sweetie. How can they have not cast it though? It's coming out in like a year.
I mean, so they just cast Eddie Redmayne as Newt, and I think they've cast like maybe just 1 or 2 other roles, but everything else is still up for grabs.
Maybe we should audition.
It takes place in New York, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited because we finally. She said that we don't get to see the American Wizarding School, but they do talk about it like extensively.
This is gonna be
so
much new information about the Wizarding.
This is so exciting, actually. I'm like, absolutely. And they're making more than one movie, which is absolutely wonderful.
Just so you guys know, my sister's lurking in here now.
Oh,
hello. She tweeted it.
Hello. Haley, come say hello.
She thinks you're ignoring her, because she actually did. I asked her to tweet at us, and she
Oh,
did.
I'm sorry. I'm not looking at the Twitter. Let me get that up.
Okay.
Stop
road trip.
About Harry Potter, okay? You shouldn't allow us, like the 4 of us, to sit in a room and talk about Harry Potter.
Okay. Kaylee wants to know what is our least favorite type of book?
Least favorite?
Twilight.
Is that a type of book? Fan fiction.
What? Fan fiction? Fan fiction's beautiful.
Lovely.
Okay, there's like fan fiction that's like really awful. When people publish fan fiction.
Oh yeah.
When people publish fan fiction.
That's been published. When they take a fan fiction and then they change the names and publish it, it usually doesn't work. Unless it's Carry On by Ray Burwell.
It's just like,
that's gonna be amazing. Kaylee has not read Fangirl yet. Should Kaylee read Fangirl?
Yeah.
Yes!
You read Fangirl? Okay. Fangirl is amazing.
It's on the list of things I have to read right after I finish the 4-series trilogy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I have a visitor now too.
Wait, guys, I need to show you something. It's gonna take me a second to find it because it's not in my room. It's in a box. But give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let me think. What is
She says the box like it's an official thing. What is the box?
I don't know. It's in a box in a room. What is my least favorite type of story? Okay. Twilight's actually a good example because nothing happens. Like, my least favorite type of story is where there's really cool world building, and instead of talking about it, 2 people stare into each other's eyes for 200 pages. That's my least favorite.
Accurate. My least favorite. Oh, I need to go charge my phone.
Okay.
My least. I think my
charger in here.
I give up.
Back towards the charger. No big deal. Close my door. This is my wall.
Hello, wall.
Alright, guys, look. Look what I have.
Oh, it's the new cover.
And it has a hang on, let me grab it out because it's like
you turned green, so I can't see it.
I like Eleanor and Park better, to be honest.
No, fangirls. Look, guys.
Wait, is it signed?
Huh?
Oh, ribbon!
It
Oh,
was
I
a
thought it was
ribbon.
signed.
No,
but that
it's not signed. I was too lazy to get in the line to get it signed.
That
I
makes
could have
sense.
gotten it signed, and amongst all my awkward escalator encounters, be like, "Hey there, new best friend, Rainbow," and she'd be like, "Who are you?"
Remember me from when I was yelling at you on the escalator?
Yeah, my thing was, I was gonna get it signed when we were at BEA on Friday, and then I was like, she's gonna recognize me as the weird escalator girl. I can't do that. Like, that's just too much. So I decided I'm gonna wait until BookCon. No, never wait until BookCon if you can do something at BEA. Too many people. There were, I think, 18,000 people at BookCon this year, or something like that.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I was not getting in to see Rainbow Royale again.
Yeah, this is why I'm kind of glad I didn't go this year, because there's so many people. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
much better managed than last year, though, which I'm going to talk about in my blog post whenever I get around to doing that, where,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot more, and, so I had the VIP ticket this year, but I barely used it. I think I went to one special events hall. Well, I guess I went to 2 special events hall events, and that's the only thing the VIP pass helped you for. So I got in to see John Green with that, and then I saw Judy Bloom. But otherwise, I just had, a regular ticket, and, I met a ton of people. I went to a ton of panels. It was much better handled than last year. You weren't waiting in
Hold
line
on.
for a billion hours.
You met
Huh?
John Green? Tell me?
No. I didn't meet John Green. I just saw him. And
Okay.
From
I was
a far, far distance? Or...
I was second row.
Oh.
Because the thing with the VIP tickets at BookCon, they let you into the special events hall before everyone else. So we were second row, and then we were sitting right next to the microphone where people were asking questions. So every time someone asked a question, everyone on the panel would turn and stare at us, and we'd be like, hey there, Nat Wolf, hey there, John Green.
Oh, was that the panel that everybody got mad about? Because it was all dudes. Even
Yeah.
though there were women that could have possibly been on the
Yeah.
panel.
Indeed. It was 5 guys and fries. Yeah, no. They walked out, and I was like, wait a second, there are no women on this panel.
That's awkward.
Yeah. But, I mean, I liked what they had to say and everything, and I'm sure that I'm sure they, asked people to come and they just weren't able to, kind of thing. I don't know.
I saw people getting angry, and I was confused. I'm like, I mean, if it's about a movie, if it was about road trips, for instance, if it was a panel about road trips and they just didn't invite any women, that would be weird. But because it's a panel about a specific movie in a specific place.
Yeah, BookCon was much, much better about diversity this year, and, having women on panels and having people of different ethnic backgrounds and, religions and, everything. They were doing so much better this year. So that was the only time where I was like, wait, these are all but one of them were, white straight males. we had our token black kid up there.
Right, because there's always just one.
Yeah.
One black guy.
Can I derail this even further by asking a question?
Yeah.
Why would Rainbow Rowell know you as the crazy escalator girl?
Oh, you haven't heard the story yet. It's long story short. Hannah, my roommate Hannah, and I were at BEA together. For anyone who doesn't know, and we went to the children's author breakfast, and Rainbow Rowell was speaking at it. And afterward, we saw her heading towards the escalator, and we ran after her. But we're doing it trying not to look like we're running after her, so we're speed walking. We didn't speed walk fast enough. And so as she's getting on the escalator to go up, we're like, Rainbow, we love you. We loved your books. Can we, you're so awesome. That was such a cool panel. And she was turned around what is happening? And she's like, oh, thanks. And we're like, cool talking to you. And then she leaves and she goes up, and then a couple minutes later, we're on a different escalator. It's not even the same escalator. We're on a different escalator, discussing this event and being like, that was the most awkward thing to ever happen. How are we still alive? We should have died of humiliation. And then as we're saying this, she walks by to go on the down escalator. So we're going up, and now she's going down, and I see her, and my automatic reaction is go, oh, hey, and point. And she turns around because she heard someone, like, talking to her. But now she's moving down, and we're moving up, so she's, like, down here, and we're up here, and we're, like, can't do anything about it. Just run away.
That's the
So,
worst story I've ever heard.
awkward escalator girl. Yeah.
I am so sorry. I promised Haley. What?
Now here's a perspective you rarely think about. What do you think she told her family when she got home that night?
She was like, BookCon was great. The escalators were interesting.
Weird
No,
later people.
Go to BEA, just don't go on the escalators. There's some weird people there.
I bet if you tweeted at her, she would respond. She pretty much
I
responds
did
to
tweet
every
at her, though. I did tweet at her. I was like, I said I would like to formally respond to Rainbow Royale for all the awkward escalator incidents. I'm so sorry. I'm not usually that awkward. And she never responded. But my friend Hannah, who had shared the awkward experience with me, tweeted also like, hey, Rainbow, want to be best friends? And she favorited that one. And I was like, dude, I put myself out there. You just ignored me.
I'm
So,
sorry. You'll
yeah.
meet her eventually as like a peer. That's what I always fantasize about, like meeting my favorite authors, not in like a line, but as a peer. Like being on the same panel with them or being invited to a thing with them and just like being like, oh hey man, sup?
My dream is that someday I'll be on a panel with Rainbow Royale and I'll be able to tell her about the awkward escalator incident. And she'll probably not remember it. And, yeah.
But you're so successful now.
Oh my gosh.
The first
I
thing
was
I'm
like
gonna
the
say.
most awkward human being alive at BEA this year. Cause like it started with that. I was totally like doing fine up until then, and then I just like shut down for the rest of the day. Where I'd like meet authors and I'd be like, I can't remember what book you wrote.
Oh, with Shannon Hale.
Shannon Hale.
I read the
She's
blog
like, I was like, I love your books. She goes, oh, which one's your favorite? And I was like, Princess Academy? I was like, did you write that one? Like, I didn't say that out loud, but that was what was going through my mind.
What were some of the books that Shannon Hale wrote? Me and Kaylee are both thinking that we know who that is. But
There's
maybe
the Goose Girl and the Books of Bayern.
She's written a ton of books that now, of course, I can't think of, but mainly I just really love Princess Academy. I've read it like 5 billion times.
Princess Academy is so good.
Yeah.
Did you read the sequel to
I
Princess
barely
Academy?
remember
No,
that.
I didn't know it even existed until recently, so it's like on my
It's
to be read
the
list now.
French Revolution in their land, and she's at the center of it. It's really cool.
Oh my gosh.
But the worst part is there's a love triangle.
No!
It's okay, but it was just disappointing. But it's still a great book.
You know I will have died as an author the day I read a love triangle.
Yeah. Wait, what's that?
it's a graphic novel. Apparently, it is by Shannon and by Hale, and Hale, by Shannon and Dean Hale, illustrated by Nathan Hale.
Oh,
That's the same
cool.
person. Anyway, it's one of my sister's favorite graphic novels. It's called Rapunzel.
I think if I ever write a love triangle, it's gonna have to be like all gay people.
Yeah, that would work.
Yes.
All women. Just an all-female love triangle.
That would be less cliche. Yes.
Otherwise, I can't do it. It's too much to take.
It's too much. I can't.
Or have the person in the tip of the love triangle be a dude. I feel like there's not enough of that, actually.
Yeah, there's like none of that.
Yes!
Emma, did you ever finish reading my book?
No, that's the sad
Which
thing.
book? Oh wait, Kaden.
My review anymore because it was too late. I will continue reading it though.
Yeah.
It's hard because
I'm just throwing that out there because I have the love triangle with the dude being the middle.
Now I'm thinking about my email that was just like number 1 problem,
So
Mira.
mad at me.
Number 2 problem, Mira.
I laughed so hard at that email. My mom was like, what's happening? And I was like, alright, like, it's Mira, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I will read it. I will start. Do you need any more
Oh,
commentary
no,
on it.
no, I
just
don't,
did it for fun.
I turned it in like a month or two ago, so don't worry about it. And don't
That's
read
what
it unless you
I
want
thought.
to.
I'm like,
I was just wondering.
It's too late to give any sort of help, so I felt bad and I stopped reading. But now I'll just read for fun and tell you how good it is.
Okay,
That's what
well, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Is
my
it-
gosh, don't worry about it. Everyone
Cameron-
was crazy busy.
I also have Cameron's book to read, which I just haven't.
She was
'Cause-
supposed to send me her book and she never did, so I'm just sitting here waiting.
I feel weird forwarding it to you because I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah,
but-
don't do that. I should bug her to get it, but I'm also currently critiquing 2 manuscripts that are both due at the end of the week, so I should
don't know
probably
how to-
finish those.
It's like a full-on job for you.
No, she has like a billion internships and jobs. Like a responsible adult.
None of them pay. Well, one of them pays, but it doesn't pay well. It's like minimum wage, so
Still, it's good experience if you're like editing novels and stuff.
yeah, it's fun, like,
She's
for the
like
most part. The other day, my boss emailed me like, "Hey, have you been reading that manuscript I sent you 2 weeks ago?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally."
Oh god, I totally have to go home eventually.
Oh
Hang
yeah.
on, okay, we have one more question we're gonna do. Okay, if
Yeah.
you could go on a road trip anywhere with anyone, where would you go and with whom?
I
We're supposed to go to Paris.
guess I would go to Valdez, Alaska, Greenland, and Finland.
That's where she goes in her novel.
Yeah, that's where the people in my book go, so I want to go there and research.
Oh my gosh, I want to do a research trip so bad. Like,
that
I've
would be
done
so-
research trips, but Chicago doesn't count. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
like-
other authors that are like super rich, they're like, oh yeah, I went to India and Amsterdam, to do my research for my book. I'm like, I can't do that. I have to go on Google Maps. I have to like go
Yeah.
on Greenland.com. Like this is not like in
I
my
want to go to
budget.
Brazil. I don't know why. I just like love the culture of Brazil.
I
I
would
want
love to go
to
everywhere.
Cool.
I want to go to an English-speaking country that's not here.
Yeah. So
I'm
I'm really tempted to plan a book set in like Europe and then get a Fulbright grant to go do it, which I know is impossible, but it's the dream.
That is a great idea.
That is
Maybe
brilliant.
I should get a grant to go to Greenland. That would be super fun. Because it's so hard to get there with all the, like, nonsense stuff.
God. My knees hurt so bad from kneeling on the floor this whole time.
Oh.
I'm feeling on the floor.
You guys are on the floor right now?
I'm not
Yeah, I know.
anymore. I just got up because my knees are killing
Yeah,
me.
I'm on my desk chair and she's on the floor. And, like, my laptop is obnoxious, so I can't move it. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
Do you want to, like, go home or something?
No,
okay.
no, I'm good. I mean, I do have to go home eventually
Yeah,
because I got an email.
she's been here all day because we have a cooking lesson for my mom every week. It's fun.
Oh, cool.
It is. It's a good time.
Yeah, and we made pasta with broccoli today, and then
Ooh.
And she yells at me to not talk so much. It's entertaining.
yeah, like we'll be making it, and she will be like, anyway, so then they're like, shut up, Rachel, we're making the broccoli now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love your mom, Ariel.
She's really amazing.
Yeah.
I remember the first year of Chapter 1Con, she like taught all the moms how to make vegetarian food.
Oh yeah. Because they did the like mom con on the
Yeah.
south end of the world.
MomCon was
And
cute.
she's Chapter 21Con. Raise the roof.
That was great.
Hashtag mom.
Yeah. We were supposed to do that last year, and my mom was too lazy to organize it.
My mom was
This
really
is the
busy.
mom con about
She's like,
complaining about their sore feet and
Because I'm gonna have to
bagels.
miss it. Like, okay.
All right, Emma, where would you road trip if you could go anywhere, and who would you take with you?
I would do a cross-country road trip, and I don't know who I'd take with me. I have this, like, tentative, probably not going to happen, but be really cool if it did, plan to take my sister and my friend Genevieve to Comic-Con.
Oh, so now you're taking me.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, that'd
Wait,
be
you're
so
going to Comic-Con?
awesome.
Brilliant. I've always wanted to go to that.
That is a
Like,
dream.
It would be
Oh
like
my gosh.
it would be like in 3 years when I'm like a sophomore in college, and Genevieve's starting college, and Kaylee's like a junior, gonna be a senior, so she'd be the same age that I am now, about. And then we would just, drive from Chicago to San Diego to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
Can I crash?
But that's probably not going to happen, so don't get your hopes, guys.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to go to Europe just to like do all the museums and art, culture, yada yada yada. But I also really want to go to Japan.
I would have such stress going on a European vacation because I would just be like, I need to see this, I need to see this. I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why we have to go for like a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Europe for 2 months last year, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to have enough time there. Like, oh my gosh, I want to go back.
My mom's there now with my sister. I'm very jealous. Nobody invited me.
Oh.
Yeah, well, like, I was sleeping over at her house, she gets a text from her mom, yep, oh, they're in Florence, they're in Rome.
And the worst part is I'm basically running my mom's office while she's away, so I'm on her work computer, and on her work computer it's linked to her calendar, so her vacation itinerary keeps popping up while I'm sitting at the desk doing work. It reads, in France today, or, seeing Notre Dame tomorrow, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, my mom, whenever she goes somewhere without me, texts me pictures of everything she does. And
Kira?
There's Kira.
This is our god, Kira.
Hey!
Oh, hi! That's an interesting face.
Yes.
Here,
oh, now she's gonna add her effects again.
Hi!
Kira.
Hello.
Here.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Kira.
Something is happening right now.
My internet has been throwing a fit like all day. Hold up. Ugh.
Oh.
Oh, that
is her voice, but she is gone. Yeah.
I think Google Plus is like yelling at us. Just
Google Plus is like, you're too happy. What's wrong? Things are going well. I don't like it.
Hey.
It wants us to be angsty, Aria. What are we gonna do? Should we just like make depressing faces?
Gosh. What
used to use
the potato?
oil and contacting. Whoa, hey.
What was I gonna say?
What's in the background, okay?
Oh, it's
I was to be seen and heard and not seen.
Google, I just wanted to have a chat. I wanted to be happy, and I wanted to be with my friends in your big.
What is happening?
Hey, Kira, you're starting
Google Plus
to
is
work.
being mean. Oh, there's Kira.
She's like frozen on the most dramatic pose.
Oh no, that's just her picture.
Where?
That's like
It was one thing when you hated me, Google Plus, but hating Kira, that's not allowed.
Is this like
no.
No,
Yeah.
we lost her.
We had
Kira,
her.
come back.
Go! Google Plus, you will rue the day you got rid of Kira.
I shall put my Ariel.
I just realized if I yell at my window right now to yell at Google, Google will hear. Because Google's right. I live.
Are you in California?
No, she's in Michigan.
No,
How on earth can she be anywhere near Google then?
Google has an office in Ann Arbor, and I live like near it because it's right next to U of M campus. Like they would literally hear me if I shouted this out my window right now.
You live in Ann Arbor?
Yeah, she goes to U of M.
Oh, so she's like 20 minutes from where David is.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah, that's awkward.
What's happening?
Why does Kira have to suffer?
Am I here?
There you are!
Why, there's Kira. You look pretty.
Okay.
Hi!
Yeah, she looks really nice.
Thank
I
you.
like your lipstick.
Cool.
See, I can't see. I can hear Kira, but I can't see Kira. Did I freeze?
She keeps like popping in and out, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. It's being really weird. It keeps telling me. It keeps telling me that I've gone to sleep, but I swear I'm not sleeping.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't think I'm sleeping. Alright, let me find out.
You're definitely not sleeping.
All right. Kira, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi,
Anyone who doesn't know.
I'm Kira. I'm the Associate Online Administrator for the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, and I go to school at BYU, Idaho, where I'm getting an English degree with an emphasis in literary studies, which I'm not enjoying right now because too many essays, and yeah,
He
my
has
internet
the
is being
poster.
stupid.
What poster? Oh, the TARDIS thing?
The poster. It's the poster. The greatest thing ever. It combines all of like the greatest passions. It's like Doctor Who means Vincent Van Gogh. It's everything that matters in life.
Just Doctor Who meets Vincent Van Gogh.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
that is my back.
Arthur Weasley did guest star on an episode of Doctor
Yeah.
Who once.
Oh, hey!
Wait, Emma.
What is this? What is this backpack you have?
My school backpack.
Oh my gosh.
What
Amazing.
is this? Why do you guys have such cool stuff?
Hot tub
All
for the win.
yeah, what? All I have is a mug. I'm too lazy to grab it.
Tore this poster in half. You probably can't see it.
No, Sparty.
That's so
No,
depressing.
I have to tape it.
What a poster.
I said
I
earlier
decided it would be fun to eat.
in the computer.
I'm sorry, what?
It's her cat.
I thought she meant the poster. I'm not sure which is worse.
Okay, now Spartacus, my cat, decided he wanted to eat the poster, so he ripped half of it off the wall.
Oh, see, I was trying to figure out if you were eating your poster or your cat, but that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Spartacus also tries to eat my Hunger Games folders, my library books, and all of my homework. So.
Well, at least he has good taste, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why is it so hot here, Ariel?
Because my room is stupid. Let me open the window.
No, it's not. It's not your room. It isn't your father refuses to pay for air conditioning.
Here, let me turn on the fan. That'll be loud.
It's so hot here.
Just forget it. I
We-
was stupid already.
Sorry, I'm walking around. My room is overheated.
We've had the air conditioner on for like 3 weeks straight, and it's still really, really hot in here.
Oh.
And we can't open the windows because Spartacus will jump out.
Oh, do you not have screens?
Well, he climbs up them and breaks them.
I see.
He's so much trouble, guys. It's great.
I feel like my room is technically hot because the air conditioning in my apartment never reaches the bedrooms, and also I like to leave my window open all the time, and it's been like 85 out, which isn't too hot, but like it's hot enough that it should be hot in my room, and I'm still cold all the time. I don't understand.
Wow.
I do not know.
Alright, so Kira, now that we've got you here, if you could go on a road trip anywhere with anyone, where would you go and with whom?
I don't know. I've never done a road trip, so I don't really know how you go about doing this business. I know I would go with my best friend Lapril, but I have no idea where.
Okay. I mean, is there anywhere in particular you'd want to go? You have to stay, like, in the United States. You can go anywhere. We've had people talking about going to, like, Europe or Japan and stuff. So, like,
Or like Greenland.
yeah.
Go to England.
We never talked about going on a road trip with each other, which I find funny.
We should do that.
That'd be fun.
Like,
Yeah.
On road trips,
Like-
kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
on, except for me.
How about this worst road trips ideas ever? Car for 2 days with her father.
Oh God. My dad was like, "Do you want to go to Harry Potter World?" I was like, "Yes." And he said, "By car with me." So I was like, "No, I don't want to go."
Not doing that.
A couple a couple years ago, my family was out at Key West for New Year's, and like snowpocalypse was rolling in, so my family decided to drive all the way from Key West to Detroit in one go, which is a 23-hour drive. We did not stop for 23 hours, and I wasn't allowed to sleep because I was the one making sure that nobody else fell asleep and crashed the car. Yay, bad road
Okay,
trip.
that's the official worst. That wins.
Wait, you didn't stop to pee or anything for 23 hours?
So we would stop for like 5 minutes to like run into a rest stop, but we never stopped for a meal or anything. It'd be like you'd go through a drive-through and grab McDonald's or something.
Oh, God. That's awful, because then your whole car smells like McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's is disgusting, by the way, for anyone who doesn't realize.
My family just packs, like, vegetables in, like, Tupperware, and we eat that on the road.
Ooh, that's nice. My parents, if they're packing food, it's, like, really unhealthy stuff. It'll be, like gross protein bar things that, it won't be, like, the healthy ones. It'll be the unhealthy, super sugary ones, and then it'll be a whole bunch of, like, potato chips and stuff. And I'll be like, I can't eat this. I will get so, like,
This was a mistake my parents made when we were children. To shut us up, they gave us a ton of junk food, and that didn't end well for the carpets of the car. Because that was bad.
Fast food. Do fast food, but we've stopped doing McDonald's breakfast because every single time one of us will get like really nauseous.
Yeah.
Kaylee's the car puker.
Yeah, I don't think McDonald's ever made me sick. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I've never, like, been sick from McDonald's. It just makes me feel really disgusting. Like, it makes me want to vomit it up because I feel gross. But I've never have actually thrown up from it. But it'll be like you're sitting there and you're like, I just feel the McDonald's in my body and I want it out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only fast food I eat is Chipotle. That's my only fast food.
That's
Oh
like,
my
there's
God.
like levels of fast food. There's like terrible, and then there's like less terrible, and there's like almost classy, and then there's
and
like
Panera.
it looks like it's got like
Panera,
Panera's the top
yes.
tier.
Raw.
I don't know if you know this, Rachel, but we're all in love with Panera.
All
We
of us.
ship ourselves and Panera.
Panera Bread should sponsor Chapter 1 Con. This is like
I'm so annoyed. I applied for a job at Panera Bread and they never got back to me.
Really
Don't
sad.
they realize I'm their #1 fan? I spend all my money there.
we wrote a story about Panera Bread.
About it.
What?
That's such a
We
good
wrote,
story.
as a group, we wrote a story about Panera Bread.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Which involved the best line of all, Panera Bread, more like Panera Day.
Yes!
How do you come up with these things? What does that even mean?
It was because they were poisoning the Panera Bread. It was a long story.
There were super villains who were poisoning the Panera Bread, and then the superheroes had to save everyone and like save Panera, and like it was great.
It was
We
amazing.
should do another one of those things, but like take it just a little more seriously.
Take things seriously, please.
But we had liquefied carrots and turkey blood in that one.
Do you have an idea how like enamored I still am with our chapter? Writes a story.
Write a
That
story.
was always the best.
That
Who was up next for that? We're doing a chapter 1 Con.
someone.
I think it was like 5 of us passed, and then Allie was supposed to, like, it came back to her, and she was the one running the project, and then she just disappeared.
Chapter 1 content
Yeah.
that
So,
I'm participating in for fun.
Yeah.
They love you. You want to say hi?
They love me.
oh my gosh,
Oh
is that your
my
mom,
God.
Ariel?
The Ariel's mom fandom.
Why do you
The
love
Ariel's mom.
Because you're hilarious and stuff. Hello.
Hey!
What did I do to deserve this love?
It's really funny.
I'm funny. Okay. You girls are great. I'm going to miss you this year because I'm not going to be coming to Chicago. I'm sending Rachel instead.
Yeah.
But Julia, I understand you're coming to New York, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for 2 months.
Great. So make sure you contact us. We live very near New York City.
Yeah.
So we want to see you. So definitely call us, and then you'll get to see me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, my mom's coming out to move me out, and she wanted to see if you wanted to hang out. So we can work stuff out when we're not on a live chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Since I am a totally uncool, I'm going to sleep now. Good night, girls. Have fun.
Good night.
See you next week. Okay, bye.
Good
You're not
night,
funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my family's just entertaining.
Yeah.
My sister
sister-
currently has her evil friend over.
She scares me. I'm like, I barely knew her before today, and like I actually spent like some time with her, and she scares me. She actually scares
Yeah,
me.
my sister's evil friend. Yeah. My sister's like it's like Annabeth and Talia from Percy Jackson. They're literally those two. That's what it is. Like this sweet,
Well.
blonde, smart person, and then like this like evil punk rock person. But yeah. But yeah, speaking of Percy Jackson, which is a road trip story.
Bringing it back around.
Well, that's true, isn't it? I was totally just like, I don't even know what to say about this, because I feel like most road trip stories are contemporary, and I'm not into contemporary so much unless it's like problem stories. But Percy Jackson was a road trip, and that's not contemporary.
Yeah. We're talking about actually a lot of like fantasy stuff has the journey element to it, which like overlaps with the road trip stuff.
That makes, yeah, I see that. That makes sense.
And like the old epic poems, like Gilgamesh and Don Quixote and things like that.
Ain't nobody got time for Gilgamesh.
I had to read it for school once, okay?
So did I. Actually, like twice, maybe 3 times. I'm reading
You have read everything in the world.
The only thing I ever had to read more than once for school was Animal Farm.
Oh my gosh,
I
I've
had-
read so many things multiple times. It drives me crazy.
The things I've had to read multiple times, like growing up, the only thing I had to read multiple times was Lord of the Flies. But like since I got to college, all my classes overlap so much where like I have to read everything like 5 times technically.
The Odyssey, Oedipus, Antigone, pretty much all the Greek stuff I've read a billion times. So,
I love Oedipus, honestly.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about Oedipus.
Apparently no. Oh.
There's some journey elements to it.
Kind of a journey.
Wait, okay, I have to ask this, and first of all, nobody bring up the Oedipus song, we're not going to talk about that. Second of all, has anyone seen Vegetable Oedipus? Because it's my favorite thing ever. And I've seen that multiple times for class. I haven't actually read Oedipus multiple times, but I've seen Vegetable Oedipus multiple times.
What is vegetable Oedipus?
Go on YouTube and look it up. It's Oedipus told with like vegetables and fruits. And it's amazing.
Oh,
He
great, I
uses a
just-
potato and they poke his eyes out.
I'll just search you on Bing.
It's right.
I just like to type things and then click enter, so I end up searching yo on Bing.
Yo. Why do you use Bing?
I don't use Bing, but my internet thing uses Bing because it hates me.
Oh, that's a virus. That happened to our computer.
Virus.
Me and my potato? What's that?
I don't understand.
Behind the scenes of Oedipus with vegetables.
I remember that now because
This doesn't look right.
I'm pretty sure you
It's horrifying.
I feel like this isn't the right thing. Oedipus the movie warning contains vegetable sensuality. Okay, I'm just gonna give up on this.
Please stop it.
So it's like a modern-ish retelling of Oedipus, and he sees his mom. And I can't remember what vegetable she is, but she's something weird, and she's dancing in the nightclub. So I think it's the vegetable sensuality. It's because she's He's a vegetable dancing in a nightclub, and it's very weird. It's basically like VeggieTales for adults.
Wow. Why don't I get to
hilarious,
watch
though.
stuff like this in class? I just have to read it a billion times.
Yeah, so I had seen that for something I can't. Oh, it was. So I took a mythology class in high school and we watched Vegetable Oedipus then. And then I was in like a history of theater class freshman year of college. And we were technically reading Oedipus, but I didn't read it. And I was explaining why to my friends. I was like, well, I don't need to read it. I saw Vegetable Oedipus. And they're like, what is Vegetable Oedipus? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. You have to see it. It's the weirdest thing ever. And right as I'm talking about it, my professor walks in and she goes, okay, guys, before we begin today, we're going to watch Vegetable Oedipus. Like, completely coincidentally. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
That happened a couple times with me in physics with like Vlogbrothers videos or Hank like SciShow videos where
How do you guys
Hank
get
will
this
explain
stuff?
something so well, and my teacher will be like, "Oh, such and such this topic," and I'm like, "Oh, I know all about that because of this video," and she's like, "Well, because I'm lazy and I don't want to teach, here's this video made by a person on the internet I don't know."
Yeah, I've watched so much Vlogbrothers stuff for classes. Like, even now in college, we watch Vlogbrothers stuff and, like, Crash Course and all that.
We saw cool.
I still freak out every time it happens, even though it happens on a regular basis.
Like, in my junior year in A-Push, we saw a Crash Course video, and the guy said, my name is John Green said, my name is John Green, and everyone was like, oh, is that the author of Fault in Our Stars? And my teacher was like, no, don't be stupid, it's not the same guy. And I was like, actually it is.
The first time we watched a Vlogbrothers video was sophomore year of high school in Honors English, and my teacher was like, so, has anyone heard of the Vlogbrothers? And I immediately was like, Nerdfighter! And she was like, what? And everyone was just staring at me because nobody else had heard of any of that stuff yet. And I was like, I'm just gonna go sit in the corner now, like, nobody look at me.
So was Vegetable Oedipus basically your Sparks note for Oedipus?
Basically. And my friends, I'm pretty sure I actually did read Oedipus at one point. It was a long time ago.
Julia, I found the link to it and I posted it in the hashtag so everybody can appreciate it later on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, after we're done chatting, you all have to watch it and then tell me how weird it is.
No phones in class!
I'm sad I can't see Kira. I only see her picture.
Oh no.
My picture's gorgeous, right?
It is a gorgeous picture, but I can't see you.
You can watch me later for the last bit of the video or whatever. Hopefully the video can see me.
Yeah, we can see you fine, so I'm assuming that it's working fine with YouTube.
Alright. John Green does road trip stories. Or at least...
Yeah, we have discussed that.
Yeah,
I feel about abundance of
I was
Catherine.
doing homework. About agriculture.
Sorry. We were talking about what's interesting is most road trip stories focus on like the there and back again kind of thing, where you go somewhere and then you come back and it's like the conclusion of the story that like the big like saving the day thing or whatever happens once you get back to where you started.
Yeah.
But John Green doesn't follow that formula. He doesn't generally write about the characters coming back. They have like the big reveal or whatever at the end happen at the place that they have been heading to.
Yeah. Huh. You're a weirdo, John Green.
Perfect little rainbow fish, that John
This
Green.
week I've had such a hard time because I'm on my Tumblr, on the Chapter 1Con Tumblr, and I'm seeing all these angles. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Emma, could you repeat that?
I'm sorry. I can never figure out who's talking when I'm talking. But, like, this week I've read, like, 6 or 7 different, like, randomly on my dash on Tumblr, like, hate posts about John Green and how horrible he is.
Oh my god. Like, it was like,
I am so annoyed with all the John Green hate. Trying so hard.
Like, they said, I saw it on your Tumblr, like, John Green is proof that those creepy nerds at school become middle-aged guys and become popular. I'm like, he is not creepy. He's not, like, what is the problem? I don't understand.
I found a blog that is the URL is literally I hate John Green, and it is daily updated Tumblr of
Daily updated
about how much they hate John Green.
Oh
And it
my
has like
gosh.
a ton of followers, and it's really popular, and lots of people just feel so like solidarity around hating John Green.
Guys,
and they're
like-
united, and they find joy out of just actively.
Wait,
If you need a celebrity to hate, there are options.
Wait, I have a story. So, at BookCon, like, so I wasn't there for this, so this is like a secondhand story, but Hannah was waiting in line to get her book signed by Judy Blume, and there's these people who were standing behind her, and one of them works at Penguin, and so, like, knows John Green really well, and was like, oh yeah, he's, like, one of my best friends or whatever. And this other lady was standing next to her as, like, one of her friends, and was like, ugh, I can't believe you associate with that scum, and, like, all this stuff. And she was like, why would you want to be friends with John Green? Everyone's friends with John Green. He's too popular. It's annoying. And it was, like, the most obnoxious conversation to hear about. Like, my friend was, like, live texting me everything that was being said in it, and I was like, what is happening?
Okay, did you hear that James
Slow
Patterson,
down on it.
speaking of authors that are hated, at least in this vicinity, James Patterson is doing a writing course?
What? No, he doesn't know how to write.
Very clear. James Patterson is like the scum of all modern writers.
He doesn't write. He just makes
He
fun.
really knows.
You don't understand. Anybody who feels so obnoxiously, like, feels the obnoxious need to sell their books the way he does by actually, like, being filmed and, like, having commercials, it drives me nuts.
That was just.
And the books aren't even good.
And he doesn't even write them. He
Doesn't write them.
Writing course. First, earn a lot of money, then find someone who can write.
Then have them teach me what to say to people to get them to write somewhat better.
What I will say about James Patterson, so I was really, my favorite moment out of my entire life is still when he looked at me at BookCon last year, and I just, like, gave him the most obnoxiously bored expression. I was like, and he just looked at me, and he looked so offended, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he looked away, and I was like, yes. But anyway, though, so he was speaking at the Children's Author Breakfast this year at BEA, and so, like, we're stuck listening to him again. But he was actually moderately funny this year because he was being super self-deprecating. And I was like, thank you for making fun of yourself. You deserve it.
Was he making fun of himself for not writing his own children's books? Is that what he
No,
was-
he's still claiming that he writes all of them. However, he was, like, being like, well, you know, I'm just so sexy. And we're like, ha ha ha, you're so funny because you're not.
Wow.
Give me 1 second. I need to go grab a tissue. I know this is
Very
going nuts.
successful.
I mean, on the other hand,
Like,
the fact that they're so horrible might like explain why they're so horrible because he like writes so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really does.
A variety of, like, he's got a gigantic team of ghostwriters. It's not just like he's got one or two ghostwriters. He's got a ton.
I mean, he's a terrible author, but I must give him credit as like a businessman.
Oh, he's an amazing businessman.
Literally, this is the theme of, like, Kira's blog post, like, series about James Patterson.
No, those are my most popular posts. Is the one where I talk about how I hate him because he's a terrible writer, and about how I have to secretly sort of a little bit admire him because he's a great businessman. So, those are the two most popular posts on my blog.
Oh my gosh.
I get Googled all the time, and I'm just like, wow, you people really hate James Patterson. I win.
So he told us the story
So I guess now I
about how
understand why these people get so much like joy out of hating John Green now, because we just spent a long time hating on Patterson.
True.
Patterson deserves it!
One last story, though, about James Patterson. So at the author breakfast, he was talking about, they, like, asked all the authors to talk about, like, the first moment they realized that they were, like, a popular author. And, like, of course, like, Rainbow Rowell, like, had this really sweet story about it and everything. And then you get to James Patterson, and he's like, well, I was told that my book was selling really well, but I didn't believe them. So I decided to go to, the Barnes & Noble that's near Times Square. Apparently, I don't know where that is, but he said there was a Barnes & Noble near Times Square. And he's like, so he decided to go to that one and, like, just to see how many books were left on the shelf, just to, like, be able to, like, visualize it or whatever. So he walks in, and he's, like, standing there, like, just creepily watching the shelf, waiting for someone to come pick up a book. And this lady comes over and grabs his book, and he's like, oh my gosh, my book is selling, like, look at that, she just, like, picked it up. And as he's watching, she slipped it into her purse and walked away. And, like, walked out of the store.
Awesome.
And I was like, I feel a little bit bad that your book got stolen, but also that's hilarious.
So awkward!
Like, he just watched it happen, and she didn't realize.
You just imagine, like, just standing there and you're just like, oh.
I would have run after her and be like, no, pay for that. That's my salary there.
I would do that too. I hate shoplifting. I really, really hate it. I feel like it's just so manipulative. Because, like, the person that you're stealing it from is the person that's in charge of the floor, and you know they're working minimum wage. Like, the people that are in charge of the registers or in charge of, like, just working at your local whatever bookstore or Target. Like, it's these people that you're stealing it from, the big company. It's these people that are going to get in trouble when their inventory isn't right, you know?
And that's why I hate when people stream movies, because it's like, yeah, you could claim that, like, the movie stars or the director has plenty of money and is not going to miss it, but then you have all of the little people who, like, did special effects or, like, editing or was an assistant on set or something like that, and they're all getting paid too, so when you're stealing from them, and they don't get paid very much, and, like, it sucks.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Don't steal, people! That's
Stealing is wrong.
Of this.
I like how we started out on road trips, and now we're to here.
This always happens, though. Like,
Here's something that I find interesting. Have you guys ever listened to Writing Excuses?
I think maybe once because you told me to.
Okay. So they do 15-minute podcasts, and they force themselves to only do 15 minutes. And the reason that happened was because the guy who started it, Brandon Sanderson, who I've met, one of the only authors I've ever met. But anyway.
He teaches at BYU. Why am I here instead of there?
I had to shelf one of his books the other day, and I was like, hey, Emma likes him.
Oh, he's so cool. He doesn't really get the young writer thing, because he started writing when he was our age, but he said, well, my writing at that age was really bad, and I wouldn't have wanted anybody to see it. Like, he wasn't ready, you know, as a young author. So I was sort of talking about the way that we sort of viewed it when we were younger, about how much we wanted to get published when we were young, and how we thought we deserved it, and how hard we worked, sort of. And so we had a discussion about that. We're not necessarily on the same page, but it was interesting to talk about with him.
Yeah.
He was between, like, sets almost. Like, he talked to one group of 6th graders and then another group of 6th graders. So, like, between that, we had, like, a discussion about this, and the con came up. And so, even if he doesn't remember, he has heard the name of Chapter 1 Con.
slowly making sure everyone hears about us.
Yeah. Whenever I meet an author, I try to slip it in there. They'll be like, so, what do you do? And I'll be like, I run a writing conference called the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, www.chapter1.com.
At CH1Con.
Like the end of like a commercial.
Yeah.
We should like put it into movies, like pay them to like do the subliminal message. Chapter 1.
People will like ask they ask you what your major is all the time. And I'm like, oh, I'm an English major. And they're like, oh, what do you want to do with that? Of course, that's the big question. And I'm always like, I don't know. But guess what? I help run a conference. Isn't that exciting?
Chapter 1Con, I think, is the major push that got me into Sarah Lawrence. Like, I was at an interview, and they were like, wow, we're really impressed with your thing, da da da. And then I was like, and then they said, what do you do over the summer? So I'm like, oh, well, I went to this writing conference that me and my friends run. They went, what? You run a conference?
People say that to me too, and I'm like, no, I don't do it. It's my friend Julia. It's not me. No.
Like, you're just riding off your success.
Please do, guys.
That'll come up whenever I'm talking to college counselors or anything. They're like, well, what are some of your extracurricular activities? And this is like one of my number one, because it's like my favorite thing that I do outside of school.
Mm-hmm. I don't do anything else. I write books, I read books, and I run a conference about writing books.
Yeah, I basically do the same things, except also sell books a lot.
I need a job. Okay.
Speaking of jobs and podcasts, I almost forgot to make you guys do this. John and Hank Green started a podcast. And
I keep meaning to listen to that.
Look it up. It's really cute. It's super short. It's like
good. I like short podcasts.
Yeah. Writing.
It's about like.
I don't really like writing excuses. I think Kira, you listened to it and didn't like it, but everyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone else besides Kira, who is already formed opinion.
I just like something about their voices just grates at me, and I don't know why. Just like I listen to them talk, and I'm like.
Listen to it. It was all dudes.
No, there was like one girl. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. See, Mary Robinette Kowal is the female author on Writing Excuses, and her voice is perfect. She reads audiobooks, and she has a beautiful voice, and she's a puppeteer, which is amazing.
Wait, can I be this person when I grow up?
Yeah. Totally be Mary Robinette Kowal. If you want to be anybody, be Mary Robinette Kowal. She's perfect. I love her.
Did you see? Okay, did you see the J.K. Rowling tweet today where like somebody was like, "How do I become a writer like you when I grow up?" And she replied, and she was like, "Don't become a writer like you." And it was like, oh.
You just
I love her.
Yep.
Rolling so perfect.
Oh my gosh, wait guys, guess what? Guess what? I just finally finished reading Cuckoo's Calling.
I'm still reading it.
Happy! I'm so devastated, you have no idea. I left it at school one day, and it's just like gone, and it's so tragic, and I was like right in the middle of the book, and it's driving me crazy.
I have not
get a new copy.
I know, I have to go to Barnes & Noble, but now I'm in the middle of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I finally picked up after all these years.
And she's also reading this super great book called The Wishmaker.
Yeah,
I'm
Wait, Ariel, I want to read that.
She was more forceful about demanding me to let her read it, so.
I'm here and I'm loud.
I will read you.
I'm gonna come to your house this summer and just stand outside your door until you give it to me.
You shouldn't do, but I absolutely love it. That was a weird echo.
It's got the echo going.
I put in headphones.
God.
Okay.
It could be me.
Headphones work? Oh no, these headphones are broken.
It still might shut off the audio. I don't know.
Whatever.
What was I gonna say? Oh right, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's totally a travel book.
Oh.
It is! It's a road trip through space! I like it.
The way I like to think about it, it's like if Monty Python met Star Trek.
That sounds beautiful. Wow, I need to read those.
They're pretty, yeah, they're good. Yeah.
It's called a trilogy, but there are actually 4 books. It's obnoxious.
Oh, that's like that other thing, Uglies, or whatever, by Scott Westerfeld.
Oh yeah, I read the first book in that.
No, you know what's a better book by Scott Westerfeld? I haven't even read the Uglies.
Afterworld?
You know what's a better book by him? Leviathan. Everyone read Leviathan.
I
Right
just
now.
started that. It's like, I've owned the entire trilogy for like ages, because my mom got me the box set like 3 or 4 years ago, whenever the last book came out, and it's just been sitting next to my bed at home this entire time. And I was at home last weekend, and I didn't have any books to read, and I was like, well, I guess I might as well open this up. And I read like the first 4 chapters, and then I had to come back to school, and I left it there. But like, I started
Why
it.
did you do that?
It's my book to read when I'm at home. It's like my reward for going back.
Maybe I have another.
Okay, fine. I would kill for a box set copy of those. I don't even own them. They're like my
I'm
favorite
gonna
book
go
series, and I
on
don't
a
own
quest for earphones, so
Alright,
I
I'm
will
taking
continue
over.
to hear, but what are I do?
I don't know.
Okay, and now my computer. Oh,
Alright, so since we're not super talking about road trips like at all anymore, we should probably stop the live broadcast.
Probably.
We can keep talking, we should just stop broadcasting.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Um,
Good. Okay, so
Okay.
we shall read. Do we do the ending conclusion thing?
Yeah, so let's do the ending conclusion thing. So road trips, they're cool. We like them. Anyone want to give like any last words of wisdom about writing road trips? Like, what are your favorite things that you think road trip stories should have in them, or something?
Teams
Okay.
and relationships.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not just like romantic relationships. Like
Well, yeah, of course.
you need to like road trips are about the characters more than anything else. It's about who they are at the beginning, who they are at the end, and how they got there, and like how they change and how they like relate to each other and what they learn about each other.
But also cool places.
Like Greenland.
Yes. Greenland's so great. You guys don't even know. It's so great.
You just like it because it's green.
No, it's not green. Well, it kind. Okay, whatever. Mind. Yeah.
Alright. Kira, any last words of wisdom for everyone?
Nope. I'm totally lost when it comes to road trips. I'll have to watch the beginning of the video. Yay!
Okay, well, I think that's pretty good advice. Focus on the characters, use cool places. Like we were saying earlier, road trip stories are about the journey, not the destination. So like, focus a lot on that segment. All right, and with that, I guess we're gonna sign off for the month. So, thank you for joining us, everyone, at the June Ch1Con Chat. We have been discussing road trips. It's been fun. We have not stayed on topic at all, as usual. If you're interested in attending the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference 2015, it'll be Saturday, August 8th in Arlington Heights, Illinois, which is a northern suburb of Chicago. You can look up more information on it on our website, which is www.chapter1conference.com. The information should be in the doodly-doo thing. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching anywhere else, you can find it somewhere. Like, we linked this website freaking everywhere. And yeah, so I hope you've had fun. We've had fun. I hope you're having a happy summer. And I can think of nothing else to say, so thank you for joining us, and good night. Alright, anyone else want to say bye?
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
I
bye,
just
guys.
Peace with you.
I have something to say once we're not live anymore.
Okay, bye.